address from the Oval Office.
I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world, my vision for America's future, all merited a second term. But nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy. That includes personal ambition.
It was the first time the commander-in-chief spoke publicly about it since he made the decision. Former President Trump described the address on his Truth Social page as barely understandable. President Biden and the vice president will meet with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu this afternoon. About half the Democratic caucus included VP skipping the PM speech to a joint meeting of Congress on Wednesday. And the vice president will speak to teachers in Houston today. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Yesterday I told you what day of the week it was. Well, today it is now that day of the week.
It's Friday Eve.
Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
And good morning, I'm Lee Barrows.
And Kelly's on her way. Maybe she got fogged out, or had to stop for gas. I don't know. She'll be here in a few minutes.
Well, let me tell you what.
What's that?
At least it's not pouring rain.
Not yet.
Boy, we saw some rain yesterday.
Boy, did we. Oh, man, there were puddles everywhere. No, we're small lakes, ponds. And I went.
And today's a low threat, but it's a weather day.
Yeah.
With thunderstorms and lots of rain.
And heat. And hot.
And the accidents yesterday.
There's no such thing.
I'm sorry. The wrecks yesterday.
That's the one.
The fender benders. It was horrible. It was.
Yeah. I got lucky. I didn't go that far.
I didn't either.
I made a trip to the place, to the boat, and came back. So it was fun.
Nice.
Today's the 25th day of July. It's only 5 months, just 152 shopping days remaining until Christmas.
What? Would you stop?
We'll start again. Today is because you were paying attention to everything else. Today is the 25th day of July. 5 months,
right?
Just 152 shopping days remaining
25th.
Until Christmas. 185 days until we get a replacement for the current commander-in-chief. That is, unless Kamala forces him out between now and then. So, got a little housekeeping here. I want y'all to listen up. Our phones got nailed day before yesterday. Phone lines and a couple of the interface boxes we've got. We learned the hard way that a nearby lightning strike knocked out 2 telephone line interface units that we have in here. In other words, our telephone that we have here, it's connected to a little box. Each line is that allows us to pick it up and put it on our computer, or not our computer, but our board over here. That's the way it works. It allows two-way conversations that way, back and forth. That way, it allows you to have live over-the-air contact with us during the show, which is good. That's what we're here about, taking your calls. Both of those boxes are being sent to a West Coast company, the same company that made them a few years ago. They're still in business, still making the same boxes, and they're still identical to what they were then. One is likely repairable. I spent several hours yesterday on the phone with the folks, hoping we could diagnose it over the phone and do some kind of a magic bang and make it work. It didn't work. First one is going to be repairable, no doubt, and it's relatively inexpensive. Not sure about the other one. The other one's not giving me a whole lot of signs of even hanging on by a thread.
Right.
Either way, about $1,000 to get them up and running sometime in the near future. And do not ask me how much near is. I have no clue. But we're going to try something. Somebody want to be a guinea pig this morning? Send Lee. All of you folks can send Lee. No text messages, please. Stay off of that. Send her an email. That way she can send it to me. Lee, the initial C, Barrows, BARROWS @gmail.com. That's Lee, Lee, all lowercase, LEEC, Barrows, BARROWS @gmail.com. All lowercase, everything. I got it? Now, I'll repeat that several times, but you need to send that to her, a message to her via email. And that way, you just give your name. First name is fine. If you want to put down what you're talking about, do it, but do it in one sentence and a telephone number that I can call you back on. And then at that point in time, I will call you. I have to call you from a computer. You're going to get a message probably in your caller ID that says restricted. Well, that's me. I'll try to, between now and the time we get the interfaces back, try to get a number associated with it, our number, so you'll know
Right.
who it is, but it takes a little bit of doing to do that.
Right.
So what you will get a regular telephone call, and then as soon as you answer, just keep listening because you'll be able to hear us as soon as you answer. And then at that point in time, we will take your call as soon as we get to it, just like we do with the telephone, and then we will go. It's a little bit more convoluted because I have to make the outgoing call, and the young ladies here will have to keep their mouths running while I do that. That should not
We
be a
could do-
problem, right?
Well, I was going to just say, oh, we can do that. But after that remark, shouldn't be a problem.
That's the best I could do overnight to get this thing up and operating. But I ran test on it at midnight on my phone, not just random dialing, and then called Leon this morning when she got here. So it did show up and restricted on your
Yes,
caller
it
ID?
did.
Okay. So that's the way it will be. Again,
I don't answer restricted numbers. I just want you to know that.
well, you
will
do
know.
now.
Well, I was sitting here, so I knew it was you.
So anyway, if you call, if you want to talk, call us or send Lee a message. Send her an email. You know those things, right? Send it to Lee C. Barrows. That's LEEC as in Charlie Barrows, BARROWS at gmail.com. Were you ever kin to a guy named Charlie Barrows? I just thought about that.
I don't think so.
Okay, there was
Never heard of him.
there was a painter that worked in this area. Worked for my dad back in the
No,
50s and
definitely
60s.
not.
Okay,
Definitely not.
Anyway.
My mom's family was from Kentucky and dad's family was from New York.
Kentucky. Okay. All right.
Kentucky.
All right, that's how it works. And if one of you wants to be a guinea pig this morning, you can send Lee that email right now at leecbarrows at gmail.com, and she'll tell me about it, and then I'll,
I
Make
put
a
it.
call and
I
see
put
how you're
it on
doing.
our page this morning. So
well, I put it on there last
yes,
night too.
I put it on the live chat. So
Oh, okay. Well, you can do that too.
yes.
Okay. I'm going to go on the attack, but I think I'll wait for a few minutes. I've got something to attack about this morning.
Okay. All right.
What
Did
you-
well, since you're holding that, did you watch any of the interrogation with the
I did
FBI
not. I was
director
kind of busy
yesterday?
on everything else.
Few
yesterday.
questions were answered. I think he did an excellent job at what he did.
You're talking about the
Christopher
director
Wray,
of the
yes.
FBI.
But I was very disappointed in the congressional committee.
I've been totally disappointed in them from day one, and that was
It's-
beginning Monday.
Started off.
And this was a different group of.
This was a different group. Now, Jim Jordan was part of it. He was there yesterday. But it kicks off with Jerry Nadler. He's a representative, a top Democrat on the committee. Start talking about assault rifles, and
Oh, he's getting political now.
he was getting all political again about how we need to go legislation on that. It's not up to the FBI director
Nope,
to
it's
do
not.
any of that. So then we went to the other side with
Well, while we're doing that, let's the point that has been brought out too is this boy. He's 20 years old until
Yes.
Faithful Day in July, and he will remain 20 forever, I guess now, right? That
Yes.
boy bought that rifle legally with the right paperwork from his
actually,
daddy.
yeah, actually, and I think his daddy bought it originally
He
brand
did.
new in 2013,
And
and
he's
just recently sold it to his son.
transferred it over
Yes.
legally with all the paperwork done like you're supposed to do. Okay.
Right. Well, it just Nadler condemned the shooting, but rips Republicans for heated rhetoric. So then it went to, well, the Republicans are putting rhetoric out that is causing people to shoot people. I mean, it was just ridiculous.
It's
It went back
everybody's
and-
fault but the shooter, right?
Right.
Hmm.
And so it went back and forth. So it became a huge political thing,
Sure.
most of the
Not,
hearing.
yeah.
And Ray was just kind of, they were just like, he was like, look, I don't get into all that. Oh, and then the Democratic side brought up Project 2025.
What's
said,
that got to do with
I
anything?
don't know much about that because in Project 2025, this Heritage Foundation
Mhm.
that did this, not the Republicans,
Yep.
but the Heritage Foundation put it in there that, that the FBI should be dismantled and no, not dismantled, but it should be regrouped, and that the FBI director should report to no one only but the president. And he said, well,
That would be
I
a political arm of a politician.
that's right. And
Ah,
he said, I really don't think that would be good because the FBI's boss is the Department of Justice. That's who they have to answer to. And so anyway, and they were saying, well, how many times did you talk to Biden when you had an issue? And how many times was the vice president in there? I'm like, what are we here for? It was a political fight the whole day.
In other words, they were not doing their job, and they were playing politicians on my dime. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
We're paying for that. But, the interesting thing did come out. He did verify that there were 8 spent cartridges on the roof. He did verify that there was no ladder out there. They found the ladder that the crooks purchased and had the receipt for in his pocket, but it was at his house.
Yeah. And all of those
Excuse me.
congressmen that invaded that and messed up that crime scene this week, they also climbed on the roof without the benefit of a ladder.
Yes, they did. And so, there was a lot of social media going out showing a ladder, but, let me tell you, the pictures you see on social media, I
Probably
wouldn't
still
believe
had the
them all.
price tag on it, and it was on display at Home Depot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
right.
about it.
Yeah, and they just, threw it in the picture there. But yeah, there was basically that. He said that they do feel like he was a lone wolf. They have not really found any evidence to show that he was communicating with anyone else about it. He did show on his cell phone in the history where July 6th, he was looking up. He looked up one thing, how far was Harvey Oswald from when he made his shot?
35 yards.
Yes, and little things like that. But other than that, there's nothing really consequential. He said it just seemed like he was obsessed with people of importance, political. He even, was looking up things about when Joe Biden's next rally was. So
Okay.
basically that was it. But that's
So
all we got out of
Did
it.
anybody ask him any questions about how many pieces of lead, spent bullets that they found at the scene?
No, they just asked him
In other
how
words,
many.
they have not a clue.
They were just asking him how many were on the rooftop
That's
that
cases.
came from the shooter's gun.
That's spent
the
cases.
spent cases.
How many pieces of lead? That's
Lead.
the important part
Don't know.
of a bullet.
Don't know. They've not really released the information
In other
on
words, they haven't
how
found
many
them.
shots the shooter took. I have heard that it was one single shot right between the eyes. Don't know because
Oh, you're talking about the Secret Service. Yeah. Well,
Yes.
that's pretty much what it was.
yes. So, but he didn't have a lot of information that he could give out because he said there's so much in the way of timeline trying to piece everything together. I mean, it was known that Crooks was a suspicious person, but
Along
when
with
they asked
several
him-
others.
along with several others. So by the time the 2 that were stationed inside the building at the window that could have seen the roof had left to go help search for Crooks, that's when Crooks crawled on the roof. So
Here's the
it's crazy.
issue.
It's crazy.
Here is the major issue. 2 people were assigned to that whole thing, to that particular building, right?
Right.
To watch the roof. Actually, they were supposed to have been on they were locals.
That's
They
right.
were not Secret Service.
That's right. From Butler.
One of them got down.
Mm-hmm.
But only one of them actually stayed up there. But then he got down. Why?
To help. Well, no,
Nope. Why did he leave the roof?
Oh, well, you're talking about when they went to the roof.
That's what before Crooks was up there. They were supposed to be on that roof.
They were supposed to be on the roof, but they chose to stay inside the air-conditioned building.
Yeah, because it was too hot on the roof.
That's right.
They went up there, and one of them said it was just too hot, so they were
Right.
coming down.
Yes, and so they stood inside the building at the window, but then they left that post.
Yep.
And then in the meantime, that's when Crooks crawled onto the roof.
So he was right on top of them where they were.
Yes, it was
And,
craziness. I mean, it was so many little
Did
things.
they mention anything about a local sniper taking a shot at the sniper?
No,
Okay, supposedly, that's one of the stories, not social media. That's one of the stories that was on one of the news outlets about 3 days ago, 4 days ago, whatever.
Right.
But I have heard nothing about
see,
it
there
since
was
then.
no way anyone from the ground level could have taken a shot because of the slope of the roof and how he was positioned,
Mhm.
unless they were far away enough to see him.
They would have to be far away like the cameras
It
were.
was the FBI, it was the Secret Service sniper on another roof
Yeah.
back behind Trump that was able to see enough of him.
I'm still surprised that no one was in that water tower. That's a great observation
That
post.
would have
if
been great.
Nothing else.
Well, the Secret Service has now recommended to Trump no more outdoor
Well,
rallies.
yeah, they've said that's just not going to happen.
Well, the day of that rally, I text you and I said, must be 15,000 people there. I mean, how in the world can they protect a man?
They can't. You cannot protect a man
No.
if somebody is bound to kill him.
But he did also, Christopher Wray, the FBI director, also testified that, yes, this Thomas Crooks Matthew Thomas Crooks, I think it was his
Thomas
name.
Matthew. Yeah.
Thomas Matthew, right. He did fly a drone all over the whole area 2 hours prior.
Mhm.
2 hours prior, there still would have been law enforcement
They
there.
should have had the scene locked down.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, I don't know that he had the only drone. I mean, the media flies drones everywhere they go these days.
Well, I bet it's restricted from now on
I
if
hope
there's
so.
another outside event.
More information coming forth. In addition to the would-be assassin Thomas Matthew Crooks, there were several other suspicious people noted by security at the Butler building, at the Butler location. That's according to Pennsylvania State Police Commissioner Christopher Paris. That's when did you see him talking to the House Committee on Homeland Security?
Yes.
Was Crooks the only one determined to be suspicious that day? Representative Andrew Garbarino asked Paris Tuesday. Nope, he was not. He said Crooks never made it through the secure perimeter into the venue itself. There were at least 2 other suspicious people identified and tracked by law enforcement that day. But after spotting Crooks with a rangefinder, he became a special individual who was even more suspicious, according to the commissioner. Law enforcement officials spotted 20-year-old Crooks at about 5:10 p.m. These timelines get important. They spotted Crooks at 5:10 p.m. He became a person of interest on July 13th, identifying him as a suspicious person of interest. A half hour later, 5:41, 20 minutes before Trump was to take the stage, a sniper, don't know whether it was Secret Service or one of the other locals, spotted Crooks looking at his telephone and a rangefinder, snapped a photograph, and sent it to the sniper group chat.
Yeah, it was the local.
5:41 p.m., 20 minutes before Trump came on stage. 10 minutes later, 10 minutes before Trump came on stage, Secret Service spotted Crooks on the roof of a building about 150 yards away from the podium where Trump was set to address the crowd. That building, of course, we know it now as the target zone.
Right.
A law enforcement officer was assigned to monitor the roof of the building, but a whistleblower has told Missouri Senator Josh Hawley that the officer left the post because it was too hot.
Yeah.
20 minutes before Crooks opened fire. Commissioner Paris clarified that at the time Crooks was first spotted, he did not have a gun. Like, I'm sure that he didn't have a gun then. He was suspicious because he did not enter the immediate venue as everybody else in the crowd did.
Well,
So much for that.
let me tell you, like you said, there was at least, FBI Director Wray said, yes, there was at least 3 other people that they were getting reports of appearing suspicious. I watched a little bit of the Trump rally last night in Charlotte, and of course, he was inside of arena. Some of the people behind him looked a little shady to me. I mean,
They were probably Secret Service agents.
it's
I'm just
all
kidding.
your interpretation. But there was two guys, one on each side, that they kept looking up. I'm like, what are they looking up at?
I would be looking up too.
They
With
kept-
everything else that came down, I would be looking around the balcony. I'd be everywhere. I do that anyway.
Yes.
All right. Well, Kelly has joined us. Kelly, you see anything over there?
No X's.
Well, you're missing something. A new tropical storm, his name is Bud, has been formed. 40-mile-per-hour sustained winds. The tropical storm is located several hundred miles south-southwest of the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula and is becoming much better organized. I'll go out on a limb right now and say that, but it will have no impact along the beaches of North Carolina. But as we know, there's a lot of time before the Atlantic hurricane season ends on the 30th of November. The severe weather tip today, sponsored by John Stars Electric, a company that doesn't want you to become paranoid. They just want you prepared just in case. A tropical storm can create a lot of damage with everything from downed trees, limbs falling over power lines, objects in your yard going airborne, acting like missiles. With nothing on the Hurricane Center's maps right now in the Atlantic hurricane basin, might be a good time to walk around your yard. Take note of any lawn furniture, garbage cans, receptacles for yard leaves that you rake up. Even 50-mile-per-hour winds can send objects to cars, windows, and doors. All unnecessary. With a plan, at least in the back of your head, if nothing else, you'll know you can either move those things inside a garage or an outbuilding, or tie them to a building or a strong fence if the time approaches. That will, if nothing else, keep you from having to walk the neighborhood after the storm picking up your garbage. Plans are great to work on. Doesn't have to be too detailed. Notes can serve as reminders of what you have to do when a system is threatening our area. We're shortly going to talk again and go over some of the things you'll need to have on hand that you might not be able to run out and buy when the power is out at another time. Speaking of power, instead of suffering through even a few hours without electricity, as a number of folks in parts of Jacksonville did this week, maybe even several days or a week or more after a hurricane, why not power up your life now with a standby Generac generator from John Stars Electric? A team member will meet with you to find out what you most need to power up in case of a storm. Once you're under contract, the John Stars team takes over. They handle all permitting processes. They work with your commercial electricity provider, and they deal with your choice of a propane gas company. It's all worry-free for you. The service is truly turnkey. You can relax, knowing full well that everything has been handled. Call them today. They'll gladly answer your questions and get the ball rolling if that's what you want. 910-989-1908. We'll be right back shortly, just a few minutes with the latest weather forecast after these important messages. Don't go away.
7.1 WSME.
Liberty Mutual presents How to Get Ahead at Work.
It's simple. Just ask for a meeting with your supervisor. While you're discussing the latest sales reports, just slip into the conversation that you customized your home insurance with Liberty Mutual and saved hundreds. Whoa! The business savvy you showed saving hundreds of dollars on home insurance will have you running seminars on saving money in no time.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Based on recent survey of new customers who switched and saved. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more straight talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text stop to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
The Marine Weather Outlook is a courtesy of Community Prevention Services right here in Jacksonville. With counselors trained in substance abuse issues, domestic stress, PTSD, good to know there's someone in Jacksonville who actually cares about your well-being. If it was a perfect world, we would be able to recognize the signs that cause us to feel like no one really cares. We don't trust our elected officials. That's been proven. Even the ones we've supported, quite often, we don't trust them either. We complain about them most every day. I mentioned PTSD here. For obvious reasons, a large number of Onslow County's residents suffer from PTSD and are not exactly sure what's going on. You have to deal with it.
Yes.
PTSD. But it doesn't strike just our brave men and women of the military.
Oh, no, absolutely not. No.
Okay. We got first responders.
First responders.
You got me, who drives down the street and he sees a horrific motorcycle accident, wreck, where it's hit a truck or a truck has hit it.
Yes.
And there's parts of the individual, the bike, scattered everywhere.
Correct.
That causes PTSD.
Being in a car accident, experiencing a domestic situation in the home, even something like a hurricane, a natural disaster, a tornado, that can cause short-term PTSD as well, and some long-term in that respect.
People who may be experiencing it, they don't always realize what's wrong, do they?
No, not always.
They just feel different, but they haven't put two and two together yet.
Well, a lot of times the symptoms of that can mimic other things. And sometimes you just think
Something
I'm having a
physical.
bad day or yes. And something as simple as, not being able to sleep, you can attribute that to a whole bunch of things.
I woke up on the
yeah.
wrong side of the bed. How
Yeah.
many times have we heard that one? In our
Exactly.
lives?
Oh, yeah, I've said that. Yeah.
So, the chances are your spouse who is there every day and it sees your degradation, if you want to call it, the progression of whatever's going on with you a little bit at a time, might not even recognize it. That's just the normal operating procedure still, right?
Right. That's correct.
So there's no way to know all the time. So if you're feeling weird and you got no physical ailments necessarily, nothing has been diagnosed by your MD, maybe there's something else going on to cause these symptoms.
Mhm.
That's when you need help.
Yeah.
That's when you need to recognize that you need help. That's the first thing. Your stress can be contagious.
Absolutely.
It can affect your spouse, your kids,
Mhm.
your pets.
Yes. Pets are very
Oh,
sensitive to their owners. Yeah.
They know when you're having a bad day.
They do.
When they run hide under the bed or under the cover somewhere.
Or they spend an enormous amount of time on you or trying to, console you. Yeah. Sure.
Community Prevention Services is locally owned and staffed. This is not a chain store.
Nope.
The roots are right here in Jacksonville.
Mhm.
Whatever you tell the staff stops with the staff. For a quick word, PTSD affects people outside the military life. We know that. The causes may be different, but the symptoms can be the same. Check with the counselors at Community Prevention Services. They actually care about their clients. Offshore today, southwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 5 feet, 4-foot waves from the southwest every 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers are going to be choppy. Boy, what a week to have a fishing tournament. Friday, tomorrow, westerly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming southwesterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon. And on Saturday, northeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 every 4 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
Today, showers and thunderstorms likely, mainly after 12 noon, in between and around that. Mostly cloudy, high of 86, with about 17-mile-an-hour gusts. We're expecting at least a 60% chance of rain and up to 3/4 of an inch of rain today. Then tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely. Mostly cloudy with a low of 74. Rain could be heavy at times with an additional 1 to 2 inches possible tonight. That's a lot of rain. Tomorrow, showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm, and then showers and thunderstorms after 2 p.m. New rainfall amounts tomorrow between 1 and 2 inches. Man, that's a lot of rain.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, more of the same, with at least up to an inch tomorrow night. And then on Saturday, it looks like now, fingers crossed, mostly sunny, a high of 86 with only 30%. So it looks like Saturday, Sunday, Monday appear to be sunny as
Okay.
of now.
All you folks with gardens,
Yeah.
all this extra rain.
Don't water your garden.
Don't water it, but
No.
also pick your tomatoes a little bit earlier than normal.
Thank you. Because
They're gonna
yesterday I
start to
went out
split.
there and
Yeah,
that one pretty one was split.
Oh, no.
Good morning, Jack. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
I appreciate you working with us this morning on our unusual telephone connection system. But it
Sounds
seems to
better
be
on
working.
this one.
That's so good.
Yeah, but we have to do what works. Whatever works, we go with it. And Mother Nature always throws us a curveball, and we have to deal with that every day.
Yeah, we do. We certainly do there. Jack Bright, we chatted last week. You told me a few things, and I got a little concerned about him too. What's going on?
I was referring to the July 17th commissioner meeting, specifically at the end where commissioner comments were at that time Walter Scott made an issue about the audit and also about the budget and about the indicating the lack of transparency. His name wasn't called out on the show last week, but I thought the folks ought to know that it was Walter Scott that was making the accusations about lack of transparency. I think the lack of transparency was that he was indicating that there was a problem, but yet he wasn't saying what the problem was. So to me, he is the one that's lacking in transparency. The budget was passed over ago, and he voted for the budget, and he also voted for the audit that was presented by the auditors that was doing the presentation that night. A lot of people don't realize that county governments cannot do an audit on their own. Those audits have to be done by separate independent agency, and the county pays thousands of dollars to have those audits, which is approved by the LGC, but it's not dependent on the budget to have the audit. At least it has to be done in a timely manner, and there were some good reasons that the audit was delayed, but Walter Scott, he got that agenda at least several days before the meeting on July the 17th, but yet he didn't have questions about it until the meeting in front of the cameras and everything. All of that information, if he had questions about it, could have been brought to the county manager or the chairman's attention, and those questions could have been answered. I don't know why he waits till the meeting to grandstand with those issues about transparency. I guess you read the transcript.
Yep.
Of that meeting. Budgets. If the budget had to be passed by July 1, and it was dependent on the audit, and the audit wasn't in, a lot of people don't realize it, or a lot of individuals don't realize it. But if there's a problem with the budget, you can ask the LGC for an extension past the July 1 deadline. You can get an extension.
I did not know that.
On passing the budget. It's not a drop dead date. So the manager, if the manager had problems with the audit, or if the manager thought that the budget shouldn't be passed, I don't know why the manager or the chairman, moved to put it on the agenda for the budget to be passed when it was passed. It was passed way before the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
So I have concerns about that, and I have concerns about Walter Scott providing false information. We have enough individuals out here that's totally against the county and anything the county does, and it seems like he's following in that same path.
Mm-hmm. So
It's
kind of business as usual, right?
But anyway, that's my take on what happened. I think that the concerns about having the document, he could have asked for the document way ahead of time for the full package, and could have gotten that if it was available. But it seems like he wants to make a big issue about it while he's on camera and talking to the people. Giving the folks out here some false information is detrimental to county government, and it loses a lot of citizens think that a person like him that's in a position to have that information and got problems, they think that there's a lot of people that think there's a real problem.
Yeah, I understand. That's the reason a lot of people keep questioning our government a lot.
Exactly, and there's a lot of mistrust on the government now, and if he keeps, that's why he was censored. The very reason he was censored a few months back for doing the same thing that he's doing now. So really, thank goodness the voters can see through that, and they can see through and see who Walter Scott is. That's the reason he come out almost last on in the primary vote, because people has got his number, and I hope if he tries to pursue another office that people will remember who he is and what he's done and trying to do to destroy the county.
Yeah, I'm sure there are a number of people that will remind the rest of the voters in the area.
Well, I will be one. I will be
Sure
one
you
that
will.
will remind the public about it if I can.
Jack, you ready to run for office again?
No, I'm enjoying my retirement. I still love government, and I still love getting information and listening to the meetings and seeing what I see that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I've got two grandsons that's within. I got two grandsons that's within an hour's drive for me and my wife Robin, and we have really enjoyed them, and I don't have to worry about jumping up and running to a meeting while they're here and visiting. So it's become a real pleasure and a real load off of my shoulders to not have to worry about that. And I almost like Joe Biden. You know, of course I hope I don't have the mental possible mental issues, but
challenges
like the old song Kenny Rogers. You got to know when to hold them, and you got to know when to fold them. And I'm glad now. I still probably will be somewhat involved with the folks I know that's in politics to give them information or ask questions. But I really enjoy being able to do what I want to do for me every day.
Well, I would strongly recommend anybody who would like to enter local politics, do so. That's fine. But when you do that, before you jump feet first into that water, you may want to check how deep the water is. And one of those people you can check with would be Jack Bright. Give him a call, talk with him, and ask him some questions and ask him for advice. He will certainly give it to you. How's that?
Well, I surely will be a pleasure to give people that information. And I have a lot of people that's interested in judgeships that's calling me and asking me about political races and how to, start the process if they want to run for office. And I have quite a few people calling me about the ins and outs of being a commissioner. I think you should know a little bit about the office before you decide to run, or have some some background in government.
Yeah, absolutely.
Law enforcement put me in that position.
It did. Well, cops get around a lot. And especially when you spend 30 years.
Well, like me and some other folks, and probably you, it's good to have the ability to sort of evaluate people when you talk to them about things, and try not to take sides until you find all of the facts. There's so much bad information out there, so I think people ought to do a little bit more research on those Facebook posts and those Instagrams and things like that. There's so much bad information out. And you need to be able to investigate those before you jump out of that plane without a parachute.
Yeah. Hey, one question from me, and then Lee's going to have a question too. Were you ever accused, like I was, of being a human lie detector?
Whoa.
Yeah. We had
I'd do it.
We had a little box there at the police department where we would have a wire hook to it, and
don't tell that one.
We brought in, especially for ladies of the evening. I'll say that's all I'll say about that. But we would bring them in and hook them up to the little wire wrist thing, and then we had a little button that would indicate a red light. And when we knew that the person was lying, we would hit that little button. And if that light showed up red, we would say, "Okay, you done told us a lie. So let's get the truth now." So,
and then they would come
but
forth.
You could always tell by eye movement and facial expressions how if people weren't truthful about things.
You got it. Jack, Lee's got one for you.
Jack, I don't know if you can answer this question or not, but I was given some information and I was going to do a FOIA, but I've not. I understand that an EEO has been filed against the county. Do you know anything about it?
No, I do not.
He
I
will
had
before the
heard
hour's
that
up.
there was a possibility of one being filed, but now if it's been filed, I don't have information on that.
Okay.
All right, we can call him, just ask. You
Yeah,
don't have to
yeah.
actually follow Freedom of Information Act unless
Right.
you get stonewalled.
Just curious because, like I said, I had gotten several people had said something to me about it, and we just didn't want to put stuff out like that unless
absolutely
we
not.
had the
Okay.
correct information.
Hey, Jack, appreciate it, sir.
All right, thanks. You folks have a good Thursday and a drier Thursday.
Yeah,
It's pouring down here, and a few minutes ago, my weather station was telling me the wind was like 20 miles per hour, and I could see the rain going sideways out here. But it's calmed off right now. I don't know where we're at with the weather and the cloud formation.
Well, right now I'm looking at my weather outside and the gauge, and the tree is not moving, so the wind is not blowing.
Yeah.
And I'll have the whole system set up soon. I've got the same thing you've got, and it will be installed. So it's coming along.
Oh yeah,
In my spare time.
I wouldn't be without mine. And my son-in-law in the station at Seymour Johnson, he checks that weather station every morning before he goes out to the air base and checks the weather, checks the wind speed, checks the rain gauge, checks the humidity, all of that stuff that involves that helps him be able to determine, what the work day is going to be like.
I understand. Jack, appreciate it, sir. Have a good one.
Thank you, Jack.
Take care. You guys have a safe day.
Yeah, you too. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSMA. Don't go too far from your radio because we'll be right back, and we got a whole room full of special guests this morning. Stand by.
WSMA.
It's hot outside, but the summer heat does not keep Mix Masters Concrete of Beulaville inside. They can handle the heat and that concrete project on your to-do list this summer. When it comes to ready-mix concrete, nobody does it harder or quicker than Mix Masters Concrete Incorporated, Highway 24 East in Beulaville. Whether you need concrete for an outdoor kitchen, residential, commercial, or agricultural project, Mix Masters Concrete Incorporated can handle it. And they serve all of Eastern North Carolina. From driveways, patios, to livestock housing, Mix Masters has the concrete. And owner Scott Thickpen will gladly provide a free estimate with delivery on Saturdays. And KPT Masonry specializes in professional concrete finishing. Again, nobody does concrete harder or quicker than Mix Masters Concrete Incorporated of Beulaville. So, when you need ready-mix concrete, call Mix Masters Concrete of Beulaville first, 910-298-6153. That's 910-298-6153. Mix Masters Concrete Incorporated of Beulaville takes this time to thank those who serve us for our most prized possession, our freedom, and is proud to be a part of the continuing growth of Duplin, Onslow, Jones, and all surrounding counties. When it comes to paint supplies, whether a contractor or homeowner, since 1957, people had depended on Jacksonville's premier paint store, CNS Paint, for all their painting supplies, and accessories, as well as providing expert knowledge and helping with a particular paint project. CNS Paint, with locations in Jacksonville at 6 Doris Avenue, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive, Morgan City. CNS Paint is close and convenient to cover the Crystal Coast with quality PPG paint for any project, residential or commercial. Color is often the first impression of a home or community. PPG's team of designers, experienced in both new home construction and residential repaint, have compiled over 2,000 color schemes to provide you with a selection that appeals to homeowners. A beautiful and lasting paint job starts with quality PPG paint. For more information, phone 910-455-0210 or visit CNS Paint, 6 Stars Avenue, Jacksonville, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, or 105 Wayne Drive in Morgan City, or online, cspaintcenter.com. CNS Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
This just in, I think there's been a prison break, and reports are saying it's the Scorcher. Yes, the Scorcher has escaped and is running rampant across Comfortville. Apparently, he's targeting innocent air conditioning units. Yes, and wait a second. It seems that reports are flooding in of unfortunate citizens feeling uncomfortable, hot, and in extreme cases, I hesitate to say this on the air, people are even sweating. Wait a minute. We're now getting word there seems to be some sort of disturbance. Oh, Bryant Man is on the scene, and he has apprehended the Scorcher. All right. Tune in again for another tale of Bryant Man, always doing whatever it takes.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this summer. Down East Heating and Air, serving our community for over 25 years. Down East can also help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today, 346-4311.
Summer vacation season is here, and if your plans include hitting the road to do some traveling, then make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle. A trip to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind, with the best value on all name brand tires, and the largest selection of used tires in the area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. And one is really nice is there's no long wait time. Silent Service Center knows you are busy and will have you back on the road in a hurry. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Join the Freedom 97.1 and 11:20 a.m. crew as we broadcast live from Cardinal Night this Friday, July 26th at the Rustic Barn, 133 Batting Cage Lane, Jacksonville, from 5:30 till 7:30 p.m. Powered by the law offices of John Drew Warlick, your hometown law firm. Cardinal Night supports the Jacksonville High School Athletic Booster Club with a silent auction and reverse raffle prize of $10,000. There will be Cardinal merchandise for sale and membership passes sold. Dinner will be catered by The Flame. Doors open at 6 p.m. Dinner at 6:30. Grab your tickets while they last. Tickets are $100, which includes dinner for two and one entry for the reverse raffle. You do not have to be present to win. Call 910-545-2837. That's 910-545-2837 to purchase your tickets today. And don't forget about the Freedom Crew live from the Rustic Barn, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. for Cardinal Night. Powered by the law offices of John Drew Warlick, your hometown law firm.
Richlands Piggly Wiggly back again. Rain or shine, we have some good deals coming your way, and we have your dinner planned out for you at a good cost. Coming in hot, we have whole boneless pork loins for $1.79 a pound. Have some fresh yellow or zucchini squash on the side for $1.99 a pound. Cook up some fresh chicken leg quarters for the fam at just 69 cents a pound. Now that's a clucking good deal. And throw in some crisp snap green beans for $1.99 a pound. If I see you shopping at the Richlands Piggly Wiggly, I'm coming to your house for dinner. Y'all come by and get ready for the week. We appreciate y'all so much, and stay piggy.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
Home Connections of Beautiful is connecting people with the American dream of home ownership. In addition to single wides, double wides, and modular homes, Home Connections offers custom building and land home packages throughout eastern North Carolina just for you. Whether it be a single wide, double wide, modular home, or custom built dream home, Home Connections will make it happen. Home Connections sincerely wants you to have the American dream, your own home. Home Connections features homes by Clayton with a variety of floor plans and amenities to choose from, and many finance options available. Home Connections can make owning your own home affordable and simple. 50% of new home buyers at Home Connections are through referrals, and references are gladly provided. For your convenience, Home Connections in Beulaville is now open from 9 to 6 Monday through Friday and 9 till 2 on Saturdays. Beautiful homes, friendly staff, and financing. All you need to do now is call Bobby or Reggie, 910-298-3387. That's 910-298-3387, or visit ourhomeconnections.com.
Home Connections, Highway 24, Beulaville, on your way to and from the beach. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers commercial financing and residential financing as low as 0%. With hurricane season here, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Humphrey Heating and Air also does residential and commercial plumbing, air duct cleaning for better breathing, and services all brands of HVAC. Turn to the Carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. With locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead, visit online humphreyheating.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back, and we've got some fine folks here in the studio with us this morning.
Yes,
but
we do.
Normally, under normal conditions, I always introduce ladies first. That's a me thing.
Yes.
Today, I'm going to introduce Ron first, and then because the lady's wearing a shirt, she says she is the stigma slayer.
I need that shirt.
I got one somewhere that said attitude adjuster, but I don't know.
Kelly and I both want that shirt.
Stigma
I gotta
slayer.
get a cricket.
Yeah.
So, good morning. How are you,
I'm
Celeste?
good. I'm
Her
awesome.
real name is Celeste, anyway.
Yes.
So, anyway, what's going on?
Well, I'm just here to talk about the organization Second Chance Alliance.
Mhm.
And we are advocating people with criminal records to re-enter society. And
Second chance, y'all.
yeah, we really believe in second chances. People who have criminal records, they
They have a
face
stigma.
they face a lot of negative feedback and energy from others. So we want to help people re-enter and get past this stigma and be able to re-enter society successfully.
Stats are figures show that I forgot the percentage now, but it's going to be way up there. 75 or higher percentage of the people who are in prison today have been there before. It's
Right.
The recidivism is ridiculously high. One of the reasons cited, and having worked in that general direction a few times, one of the reasons cited for them going back is because when they got out the first time, after they paid their dues, they did their time, they get out and they have a problem getting a job.
That's correct, because all the time people are asking, do you have a criminal history?
First thing they ask.
That's right. And it affects where we live. It
Mhm.
affects how people see us. It affects our money, because it's very difficult to get a job when you have a criminal history. They're always asking that. And when you apply for apartments, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So really you're looking for people to help, and a lot of times they're not willing.
One of the things that they did it many years ago nationwide, it spread, but they did it many years ago for sex offenders
Mhm.
have to be registered
That's right.
for the rest of their lives.
Well,
In
that's
most
kind of
cases.
changed.
Yes, I know
It's
it has.
changed. Yes, sir.
It's getting better, less
Yes, sir.
worse.
Yes.
Regardless of what the sex offense was,
Mhm.
it could be something minor.
Right.
If you want to call some things minor, but you can be charged with under a sex crime for sniffing a woman's hair.
Yeah, peeping Tom, stuff
Yep.
like that.
Think about peeping Tom.
Mhm.
I thought
So
you
it-
were talking about the president again.
Not anymore. As a 18-year-old, you could go to prison for being a peeping Tom.
Yes, sir.
And then you were registered as a sex offender.
That's right. Well, I have to say, you can get off, but it's a judge. You have to go in before the judge. And, you know, just like anything else, people are falsely accused. It's like in anything.
Yeah.
You know, any crime.
Domestic cases?
Yes, sir. That's right. People get in arguments and they lie about their spouses.
Really?
And people hurting them when they actually
I'm surprised.
I know, right? But all of these things, they really affect people's lives negatively. That's right.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to find a place to
And
live.
for a domestic charge, if you're found guilty, I mean, you lose all sorts of rights, including you can't buy a gun or own a gun.
That's right. And voting also is something that is very, and we really need a voice. Criminal history is a bad thing, but we need a voice of people to advocate for us, to help us re-enter society and keep from going back to prison.
If you got a revolving door there, if you're in and out of jail for crimes, they don't arrest you because you didn't do anything.
That's right.
So I mean, you've got some history dealing with it. What they call frequent flyers, quite often, and they're in and out, in and out, in and out, and you know that they're coming back. You know, the bad guys that you see at the pictures on TV that they're looking for this guy.
Yeah,
it's a mug shot. That means they've got them in there before.
That's right.
So you got to go figure that. But when they're doing it time and again and again and again and again, yes, prison is the right place for them because they haven't learned any lessons.
Well, I think a lot of times too, though, there's an underlying reason why they may reoffend. And I think this is a population that oftentimes has some kind of childhood trauma or some kind of background, and they don't get the therapy and treatment in prison, and we all know they don't.
That's right. They don't.
And then they don't get it when they come out. And I think that when they come out, hooking them up with a counselor
That's
right
when
away
it's more important.
will oftentimes keep them from reoffending, but it will also help give them confidence they need to try to get a job and stay, keep the recidivism rate low.
Right. Well, oftentimes, we know that prisons now, they're financially, they're an institution of, private, they're privatized. And so they make money as many people that they incarcerate.
Yes.
And as far as recidivism, that's getting a job. It's hard, because you always have to check that box if you want to be truthful.
Yeah.
And
if you
that
lie
causes
there,
people to go back to prison.
Yeah.
Because they can't get a job.
They can't get a job.
They can't find somewhere decent to live. And even if they do get a job, the money is not enough a lot of times to take care of their family. So you find them doing things to return to prison.
I had a client that did that.
Yeah.
They fell back on what they needed.
to return to prison because
said,
it was easier there.
Yeah, it's easier to do what you know.
And I mean, you've already
That's what my
screwed up your
client
record. So what difference, right?
That's right. And if we don't have people who advocate for these people and individuals, it's just going to continue. The jails are going to get bigger and bigger, and nobody's getting better.
But no one's getting better because a lot of times, even if there's a mental health issue, I can promise you they're not getting what they need.
That's
once
right.
they're incarcerated.
That's right.
I know this.
When you're in prison, they don't want to give you certain medications.
Correct.
And so if you don't get your medicine, you're not going to be well. And when you get out, chances are you're going to repeat your offense.
Are you guys finding it a little more easier or more difficult now to try to partner with local businesses and stuff that will actually help?
Well, that's one of the things we're going to be doing when we do this training.
Okay.
Next in August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We're going to be helping people empower themselves and to be able to navigate these things. We want to talk to employers because they get money, they get a monetary reward for hiring people who are formerly incarcerated. So there are incentives for employers to do this. And it's imperative that they do because people need jobs.
But
how are they gonna function in society if we continue to have a negative stigmatism for these people? Because everybody's not guilty, and some people are, and they deserve what they, But God doesn't make us get everything we deserve.
But not only that, there are a lot of people that come out that don't want to go back.
That's right.
So they, by having employers that are willing to, give them a chance and help, sometimes you'll find your best employees not to be a statistic.
That's correct.
They just need that push and that chance.
They
You got to
need
give them a
help.
chance.
They have to have that second chance because it's imperative.
I agree.
I mean, how can
100%.
you have to have basic things in life. You need to have a place to live.
Yep. Food and shelter.
You have to have food, and you're not going to get that. If you don't have a job, people are deciding medicine, or food.
Yeah.
I mean, gas to get to work at heart. It's a lot of times you make less money than it takes you to get to work.
I agree with that.
And how you have to make that decision, and it's just not fair. If a person has served their time and pay their debt to society, it's imperative
It's like
they
a
get a second chance.
Clean slate.
That's
You're
right.
starting with a clean slate.
right.
So
Okay,
tell
we
me
need to
about
take a
this
break.
training.
We need to take a break.
Oh, take a break? Okay.
Yep. All right, so hang in there. Don't go away. We'll be right back here. Live and local, Real Talk Freedom, 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. President Biden says it's time to pass the torch to a new generation. In an address to the nation about his decision to not run for re-election and endorse Vice President Harris as the Democrats' nominee to beat former President Trump in November.
I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world, my vision for America's future, all merited a second term. But nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy.
Former President Trump at a rally in Charlotte, North Carolina.
So now we have a new victim to defeat. Lion Kamala Harris, Lion, L-Y-I-N apostrophe.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu meets with former President Trump tomorrow in Florida and meets today at the White House with President Biden and Vice President Harris. America's listening to Fox News.
You need to get a 2-meter rig. They're not expensive and taken to the Harmful Amateur Radio Club's networks.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
We are back. And all these buttons have moved around over here because I've moved my position and things just move. It's ridiculous. Okay. Celeste.
Yes.
Kelly had one more question for you, I think, there, because we're going into a break.
Yes. I was asking about the reference to training. Tell us a little bit about the upcoming training that you're having.
Okay, so yes, I Am Vets and that's the organization that I represent, and we're starting a chapter with Second Chance Alliance. Okay. So the training is for the chapter, and it's training for almost anyone that's willing to help, in the community, to try to help individuals. We're going to be talking to different people who's going to be training us to help others, like fill out paperwork. We're going to help them with voter registration. A lot of people, individuals who are formerly incarcerated, justice and challenged, they don't know that they can vote after they get off of papers and fees and things like that. And a lot of them don't have driver's license or IDs. So, and they don't even know that they need these things when they register a vote. And so because of these policies that we have now, and we want to change these policies, part of that is helping us get geared up to go in the community to advocate for people who are justice challenged. So that's what the training is about.
How do they sign up for these classes?
Oh, okay. Well, you can email me and I will send you a link. My email address is CelesteChandler, 7 @gmail.com. I'll spell that for you.
I got it.
THAT. I'll spell that for you.
Thank you.
I'm putting it on our feed here for anybody that's interested.
Okay.
Go ahead and spell.
So it's CelesteChandler 7 @gmail.com. And I'll send you a link so you can register for the class. I'm so excited. It's the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. On the 2nd, we're going to watch a movie and get acquainted. And then on the 3rd and 4th, we're going to actually have training. We're going to be talking about how to get organized, to get policies changed in the community. Mm-hmm. So it's basically about just getting everybody excited, geared up, and trained to talk to people about these issues.
Okay. Success stories, you've got plenty of them, I'm sure, out there, right?
Yeah, we do. We do. And we have people that are doing well in the organization Second Chance. And it's important for me to say that we're trying to get a chapter going. So we do need people and individuals who are interested in helping out, because part of the stigma slayer is to make people realize that people are just as challenged. They need help too.
Yeah,
They
I agree
deserve
with
a
that.
second chance, you
I-
know?
I agree.
They deserve to get those jobs that make money. I mean, people are trained.
We have people who are looking for people who can work.
Yeah.
I just
Yes.
see there's plenty of opportunity.
Yes.
The folks that need it need to
be
take that
linked to
opportunity, but they
ones-
need to know what to do.
Yeah.
Right.
And they also, I would probably strongly, they need to be with you first before they go apply for these jobs, because there's certain ways to apply for these jobs, and you got to be upfront.
That's right. You
And
do.
You got to be assertive when you go in. You
Mm-hmm.
got to be proud when you go in. You don't go in looking like you're left over from the night before.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
I assume you go through all of this stuff.
Yes.
Good.
One thing
That's
about
the realistic part of this.
that's
whole thing,
realistic,
right?
and part of that is talking to people about change, you know, and having them embrace being in a different place and realizing they can actually go to that different place, because get hitting walls and getting discouraged.
Yeah, very
But when you can find some place of solitude, people who care, a place of safety. And that's kind of what Second Chance does offer people: safety, and able to just discuss these things and drum up information and excitement around helping people and employers, you know, getting them a chance to soften their hearts and give people a chance to do, you know, these things that they can do. People are trained, they get in trouble. You know, I know people who are very skilled, and then, you know, they get in trouble, and then it's like, okay, now I can't keep that job. I can't do that job anymore. And, you know, I think people should be able to be evaluated, you know, give them a chance so they can be evaluated.
I agree.
Hey, you got Ron over here.
Yeah, Ron Hairston.
He's involved in the veterans part of this whole aspect too, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, tell us about it.
Well, dealing with the veterans, like I was, there's some things that you get into. And then when you get out in the military, you'll be looking for jobs and stuff. And when in your background, you have issues like this, give you a chance, you know, to come out clean. And as I'm a veteran, you know, even though I have an honorable discharge, but still you get back in the side and do things, because the military always have your pay, military always have your health record, military always have food on the table for you. But when you get out of the military, you don't get these jobs and stuff, then you go back and resort doing things that are illegal. Then you get your hands tied up, and then you can't get really back in society like you used to.
That's right.
What would you suggest that, suppose you've been in, so you've gotten into trouble, now you get back out of trouble, you're fit deal. How do you reclaim your position in society?
That's a good question, because I too, 20 years clean, and I'm loving it every day. Got back in some trouble, out of the military, honorable discharge, but not getting means of financial and stuff like that. And then I got myself in trouble. Then I got a chance to get clean for a while, but still the road was still hard, because still people looking at you as in your past. And with the second chance, it gives you a chance to clean your record up. So when you go in there, like you're saying, positive, when they look in your background, you'd be missing. That's a good thing. Another thing I like about it is restating your license. A lot of people understand that you have people driving out there, they can drive, but their license is not legal. So every time they get stopped, they get a ticket and they get fined.
It just builds it up.
Builds it up. I know a
Yes.
lot of people like that.
Yeah.
Men and women at 16 don't get their license till they're 35 and 40, because they still won't drive. But this second chance gives them a chance to clean the record up, get their license, and be legal resident to go back out there and drive right.
What would you tell somebody who has been in trouble, got out, and they're working to get themselves clean? What would be the first step, besides taking up an opportunity here for second chance? What would be the first thing that you would suggest they do when they go apply for a job? What are the things you should do and should not do?
First thing is don't speak too much. Just listen and then answer the right question right. So don't add too much to the question. That's another thing. Don't tell your personal background unless they ask. If they're going to ask about your criminal record, you know, then you say, I would say, let's speak about it later on openly, not right now. That's how I did with a lot of my jobs. You know, I kind of push it off a little bit. Then if they want to get personal, then I'll tell them. So
Yeah.
that's what got through a lot of my jobs, especially the offenses I already had. But when a person goes back out there and then goes to the job interview, be open, but don't be too open. Let them ask the questions, then you give a proper answer. And that's how I go about that, telling people when they go for a job interview or anything like that.
Are there some crimes that are obviously there are going to be crimes that you're out of jail, out of prison now, that are going to be more difficult to try to explain away, for instance?
Yeah.
Most of the things are felonies that really hurt a person. Misdemeanors you can really get by, but when you come with a felony charge, it's a lot harder to explain. Misdemeanor is like a slap on the hand, and they'll look past that. But if you have a felony charge, they kind of sit back and look, especially the drug charges or the assault charges. Those most of the main felony charges.
If I can add to that, as
Yes.
far as like when you are asking questions like me, I'm 100% disabled from the Army. I'm a veteran as well, so I don't face so much challenges as far as getting a job, but I have faced challenges in getting somewhere to live.
Really?
And yes, because you have to check that box, and they ask, and when they do ask, you have to go into it. For me, I have went into it. My charge is pretty rough, but the way I come across, and I'm confident, and I've served my time. And so I'm like, I deserve this chance. So I come in there with this attitude. And a lot of times I've ran into people who have hearts to help. So I would say that don't give up if you do have a charge, because there are people who do want to help. You can't give up.
Okay, so I'm the guy. I've got to go look for a job, and I've done to you, and you tell me what to do. I go there, and I get the door slammed in my face, so to speak. I check the box and says, yes, I'm a convicted felon, and then the door slams in my face. How successful are they? How successful should they be in continuing to look? Do you take that one time you get slapped down?
No, I think you have to keep pushing. Okay. You have to push for yourself, and you have to push for your family and society too. Because people who are formerly incarcerated, they want to be part of this society.
Persevere.
A lot of times they do. And for me, I use my faith to try to charge me. I try not to get down in the dumps. I use my faith. And I think that's, I don't know, I'm partial, but yeah, I think that's the way to do it.
Okay.
If you have faith, you can persevere.
But I also think having a group like Second Chance,
yes,
where they've got that support system in place, because not everybody coming out has family support.
That's right.
So having a group like that, I think will be hugely helpful
that's good.
to
That's really
find
good. Now,
what they need.
If I got some advice, and you can use it if you want to, but for you guys out there, men particularly, men, coming out of jail, coming out of prison, you go and you get the door slammed in your face one time, maybe 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, whatever. Let me ask you this. Would you give up on a woman that you want to date after you slap down once, twice, 3 times? No, you would not. Okay, Ron, I got Ron. He understands.
What just happened?
I know what he's saying. He's not wrong. Yeah.
You're not going to give up.
Right.
If you really want it, don't give up.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
How's that sound?
That's correct.
Okay,
So is Second Chance looking for members? So you're looking for people to join the organization?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
So you can email me
There you go, right
again
there.
at celestechandler7@gmail.com. And we're going to have this training, and we're going to get everybody excited, and we're going to go out in the community and make a difference.
I think it's
Very
a
good.
great operation.
I do too.
I do
think
too.
it's amazing.
I'm very,
Awesome,
very
awesome,
impressed.
awesome. I'm very excited.
impressed.
Yeah.
Do not be strangers here.
Yeah,
Okay.
anytime.
You got a place at our table.
Absolutely.
so much.
Yes.
We don't have any
God
food, but you got a
bless.
place at our table.
This is food for thought.
Yeah, there
Right.
you go.
Very
Yeah, I like that one.
Speaking of food, bring that up a little while later. I have something to ask you that's not related to this, but I don't want to forget to ask.
I don't even want to know, do I? All right. Celeste, thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much for
It
having
was a
us.
pleasure
Anytime.
having you.
Everybody come out to the training. Come on.
Yeah. Where is your training going to be
I was
at?
going to be at First Baptist Church on Broadhurst Drive right here in Jacksonville.
Okay.
Do you have
In
any,
Greytown,
do
in
you have any police
Georgetown.
officers on your group?
Not currently. No.
You should get some.
Yeah, I would go.
Get some guys who've been around for a while. Don't
Okay.
the young guys? I was young once and stupid too. But you need some people who've been around the block. And they understand.
That's right. We do.
So they're not all people. They may be having a little trouble, but they're not necessarily all bad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Things can change around there.
Yeah.
Better to fix it than to have to go out and get them again. To be honest with you.
And so we got to get a chance.
Yep,
Got to
absolutely.
get a
That's the
chance.
first
Need a
step.
job, need a place to live.
There you go.
Thank you for what you do.
Needs a driver's license too.
Well, driver's license is important, but to vote, you don't need a driver's license. You need an ID
An
card,
ID
and that's
card.
free.
Right.
Right.
It is.
You don't have to do anything except prove who you are. So hopefully you've got some kind of ID to prove who you are.
Yeah.
Birth certificate
Mm-hmm.
took me forever with Social Security to get straightened out, but they had me my wrong birth date. 65 years.
They
had
did
me
my
off
dad
for
the same
14
way.
days.
He had the
You're
wrong birthday.
special. You're different.
Yeah, I'm special. All right. All right. Different, definitely. All right. Celeste, Rotten, thank you.
Thank you for
Appreciate you
having
coming
us.
in.
Yes,
All right.
thank you.
You guys have a good one. Let's take a break. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We're coming back and we're going to have some weather.
WSME.
Good.
If you are looking to purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV without the high pressure, Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, may be the dealership for you. At Onslow County Motor Company, they want to help you buy a car, truck, or SUV, not just sell you one. Buying a car, truck, or SUV should be enjoyable, and the folks at Onslow County Motor Company will do their best in making your car buying experience fun and relaxed. Check out their inventory online at ocmc.us or visit them at 1639 Lejeune Boulevard. All vehicles are hand selected, and a standard warranty comes with most vehicles, with extended warranties available, and Carfax is free. Stop by and visit Ben, Brandon, Travis, or Terry. They will gladly answer all your questions about a particular model. Financing? Well, Zeke will fix most anybody. Great selection, great people. Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, where customers send their friends.
Call today, 910-355-7066.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro can save you money on your automobile insurance with new options that are available now. Tammy Fry
If you
Allstate
can hear us talking,
Swansboro
it's
goes
okay.
the
We're just
extra
talking
mile
about
to
you.
make
Now
sure
we're
you
gonna
are in good
turn you off
hands,
so you
like
can hear.
helping you customize your auto, home, and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own Home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Save more money on your automobile insurance today with Tammy Fry Allstate. Phone 910-326-5383 today. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, David, we're back. And, for all you guys who are listening on Facebook, Joy, I'm talking about you. If you're listening on Facebook at times during our commercial breaks, you may or may not hear us in the background talking. We're not over the air. We may be on Facebook. It's a completely different animal. So that's the way things happen around here sometimes. And that's all right. We'll be talking about you next time, Joy.
Joy, I'm not going to say anything about you now that I know you can hear me. I'm just kidding. I got to call you anyway, Joy.
There you go. Marine Weather Outlook, courtesy of Community Prevention Services, with counselors trained in substance abuse issues, domestic stress, PTSD. Good to know there's someone here in Jacksonville who actually cares about your well-being. If it was a perfect world, we would be able to recognize the signs of things that cause us to feel like no one really cares. We don't trust our elected officials quite often, even the ones we supported at one time or another. We complain about them most every day. I mean, I don't complain about anybody ever, right? Nobody's listening.
Yes.
See,
I got a work issue. I'm dealing with
I
something.
can complain about nobody listening.
I'm
to
dealing
me
with
too.
something with the client.
And you don't care about me.
I always care about you.
Okay.
Oh, you heard me?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And right now, Community Prevention Services, I see another great opportunity for the guests.
Well, I'm already, wheels are
you're
turning.
you're
I talked to her on
you're
the,
all
right,
over
yes,
it.
my wheels are turning.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I could see that interchange. So I just stayed out of it.
It was a perfect opportunity.
It was beyond me.
You guys can. I said brand new turf for you, right?
Oh, well, I mean, I just know from working with people that have been previously incarcerated that
Well,
finding
you have to go
something
to
as
the
simple
jail
as-
now
Yeah. Yeah.
and deal with
I
it.
mean, and they're not getting the services they need, and when they come out, a lot of the time they don't have insurance. So now I'm going to look for a grant.
There you go.
I'm going to look for a
I
grant.
have
Okay,
no
guys.
doubt you're going to be a
Here-
big asset to
Here's
them.
a real big asset to this
Yes.
group. And folks, again, I kid you not, this is something you need to look into.
Yes.
You really do.
Mhm.
If you've been incarcerated, you've been in prison, if you've been in prison, you're likely a felon, okay? Because that's generally who ends up in prisons these days.
Yeah.
Convicted felon. So you've got that to deal with. Now there are some legal possibilities there
Mhm.
that if you can find somebody in the I don't know, they used to have community legal services, paralegals that operated
They have like legal aid.
legal aids.
And,
They can help
but
you.
they pick and choose, but yes.
Yeah, they can help you look at situations to
Mhm.
even help you with your record
Mhm.
in certain cases.
They do. And some
okay?
things can get expunged. And now
Yep.
they're expunging a lot of like marijuana records and stuff like that.
Old ones,
Um,
especially.
Yeah. Yes, old ones. So this would be definitely helpful for individuals that, and I think working with businesses too, because she's right about the stigmatism. Just because somebody has been in jail or prison, I use jail, but I'm meaning both.
Yep.
Doesn't mean they're not going to be a good worker. You may find your best worker because a lot of them are motivated. They know how bad it is there.
Yeah.
They do. I had a client tell me, I will never go back.
And
Like,
I'll tell you something else. From and many of them that I've known over the
Mhm,
years, and I've unfortunately had to know a few.
Yeah.
Okay. Get out. And if you guys are looking for somebody who is strong,
yeah.
who's got a strong back,
hmm
has got a sharp mind,
Yeah.
because they've been there, they understand that
Yeah.
they don't want to go back.
Correct.
And they can be your best
I'm
worker,
telling you, they'll be your best worker.
especially in the labor field.
Yes.
And then they can advance rapidly.
Or even if there's something you have a field that you want to train them in, like I'm
Oh, sure.
like I'm just thinking pest control that popped into my head.
Oh, yeah.
Teach them that. But a lot of the time you're going to find your best workers if you can get past the fact that you think because a lot of people automatically think, well, they've been in jail, they're going to rob me, or they're going to be this. No, that may not have been why they were there.
Well, first of all, they're going to be the first suspect.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, they
And
don't want to do
chances are
that.
no, and chances are, that, like I said, they'll be your best worker.
Mhm.
Just
Well,
got they
right
like she
often
said,
the
they
most
need
reliable.
the chance. Yeah. I'm all about it.
All right, Community Prevention Services, a great place for you to get some help with PTSD, with other issues of depression, anxiety, whatever is bugging you in that area that you're not even sure what it's all about.
Mhm.
Why don't you give them a call, set up an appointment, go by and have a chat. 910-353-0972, 910-353-0972. We'll give it to you every day, at least twice, okay? Offshore today, winds out of the southwest 15 to 20, seas 4 to 5, 4-foot waves from the southwest every 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers are choppy. Tomorrow, westerly winds 10 to 15, becoming southwesterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon. Seas 3 to 4. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon. Saturday, northeasterly winds 10 to 15, seas 2 to 4 every 4 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
Today, showers and thunderstorms likely. It says here mainly afternoon, but it's looking kind of dark out there right now. Mostly cloudy. Otherwise, a high of 86. And during the day today, 1/2 and 3/4 inch of rain is possible. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely on with heavy rain. We're expecting 1 to 2 inches of rain tonight with a low of 74. Tomorrow, showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm. And then after 2 p.m., it looks like showers and thunderstorms. A high of 83 with an additional 1 to 2 inches of rain tomorrow.
Rain.
Tomorrow night, showers and thunderstorms, low of 72 with an additional up to an inch possible tomorrow. That's a lot of rain. And on Saturday, though, hallelujah, it looks like the sun is going to try to come out with a high of 86.
Oh, great. I don't have a couple hours to fish on Saturday.
I know.
Oh, the sun comes out and so does the mosquitoes.
It's humid out there this morning.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, something that I reminded myself yesterday when I was talking to you yesterday afternoon, you said that you were going home and you were going to make some crab cakes.
Uh-huh.
Did you make the crab cakes?
Uh-huh.
Did you have leftovers?
They were good. Why would I have leftovers?
I was like, well, if you happen to have maybe a little leftover.
Well, used a whole pound of crab meat. Okay.
Did you
And
use
all the other
real
stuff.
crab meat?
Absolutely. Come on. There's only one kind of crab meat.
Right.
Anything else is fake. It's not crab
That's
meat.
right.
Real crab meat, and got it all made up. And I'd never made crab cakes before, but I found a recipe from a couple of good old country boys up here in North Carolina.
Great.
And I've been stealing some of their recipes. Actually, they offer them to people. So I've been trying a few things, and it was good. I'll do them again. I didn't have all of the ingredients on hand, so I substituted a little bit. I did not have any eggs, which was amazing because they'd all been boiled. And so Robbie stopped on her way back from another place and picked up a dozen, actually more than that, so I could have one egg, which is what the recipe called for. I actually came close to following the recipe, put most of the ingredients in, added a few, substituted a few, but it worked out well. So there, I'm good.
Oh,
Now,
so they were, I would say, borderline delicious.
I would say so. I did not need any sauce on them. I did not make anything. Was nothing else needed except 4 slices of tomatoes, fresh.
And no leftovers. So they must have been good.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, we missed them.
You were Johnny come lately.
No, I'm glad
you never know what'll show up here after the show this morning.
Well, you experiment a lot with recipes and then you send them to us. And like the last tomato salad.
Oh, that's cheap. So simple.
That was
easy.
so good.
Good stuff.
That's where I got the fever blister from, the tomatoes, but I don't care.
Okay, guys, let me tell you one more time. We cannot take incoming phone calls. Our phone systems are dead. Phone system is dead. That means both lines are sort of dead. Both of the interface units that we use to put phone calls on the air, dead. They're being sent out. Now, if you want to talk on the air, so somebody's calling right now. The flasher is calling. If you want to talk on the air, send Lee a message via email. Lee C as in Charlie Barrows at what?
Why does it have to be Charlie?
Chucky.
What?
Lee Chucky Barrows.
Help me, Kelly.
Lee C Barrows at gmail.com. Send her a note and just say, please call me. My name is whatever. First name is fine. And your telephone number. Include your area code, please. She will relay that to me. And through the magic of computers, your phone will ring. Your phone will say, restricted. Do not pay any attention to that. It's just me. I've got to work around getting this computer to not say restricted. All those scammers do it all the time, so I'll be able to do it. So
use the sheriff's department number.
No.
I got a message from one of our listeners. He
Yes.
messaged me rather than call in, and he wanted me, and this is from John Michael Moore,
Hey, John Michael.
as you call John Michael Vincent Moore.
Yeah.
He
Okay,
wanted to
cool,
remind us that today is National Hire a U.S. Military Veteran Day.
Mhm.
And he says some of the statistics are, as of March of this year, North Carolina showed us as having 684 documented military honorably discharged veterans unemployed. While that figure translates to as roughly as 1.3% of the entire labor force, it translates to 5% of the honorably discharged population. That's not an excusable number, especially when you're considering mitigating factors. Not every veteran wounded in combat, injured in service, or exposed to chemicals and diseases that reduce their abilities receives the 100% disability compensation. So, he's done a great post on his Facebook page. If you'd like to,
Are these
get it.
disabled military veterans? Is that what he's talking about? That's what it sounds like.
No, he's saying that it's not only the disabled, but a lot of the honorably discharged that are not disabled that are having a hard time finding
Well,
a job.
Disabled,
Just like
disabled can be honorably discharged too.
right, yes, but just like Ron was saying, how hard it was for him to find a job when he got out of the military, our guest earlier. But this is National Hire a U.S. Military Veteran Day.
Yep, sounds like a good plan. Go
Yes.
find one, do it. All right.
Yes.
Okay, I got a couple of minutes.
Oh, you go right ahead.
Sit
Kelly
back.
Yeah, it's Kelly and I go.
Prop your feet up.
We're going to shop on Amazon. Go ahead.
And and if you're anything but a realist, you might want to do an early morning airport Bloody Mary. This is not something I would normally do because I agree with most folks that individuals and organizations have the right to express their viewpoints and take positions on issues. But when a political party, Democrat or Republican or other, Pink New Deal or whatever, or some anti-establishment brainwashers out there, when they're spouting rhetoric that is in direct conflict with our Constitution, there is a time to speak up and speak out. This is my time. Dateline, Wilmington, North Carolina, this week. A group sporting the name Black Lives Matter Wilmington, don't know if they're associated with or not, don't care, issued a statement they called a news release that is in reality a call for the abandonment of the U.S. Constitution when it comes to judicial due process. Do you know what judicial due process is? The generic definition, a requirement that legal matters be resolved according to established rules and principles and that individuals be treated fairly. That's pretty simple. In an Associated Press story a week or so back, it was reported that a deputy sheriff in Illinois responded to a report of a prowler at a residence. Deputy Sean Grayson was one of two deputies who actually answered the call at 1 o'clock in the morning. The lawmen walked around the residence, found an SUV with broken windows, suspicious, right? Then knocked on the door. Sonia Massey answered her door, took about 3 minutes to get there, immediately said, "Don't hurt me." Both deputies said she seemed confused and addled, said she had no idea who owned the SUV, and said she needed some help. During a conversation, the 36-year-old, get this now, 1 o'clock in the morning, picked up a pot of boiling water from her stove, laughed and said, according to the body cam video, this is not according to the statements they made, according to the video, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." What do you do now? Deputy Grayson drew his weapon, told her to put the pot of steaming water down. She said, "Okay, I'm sorry," and then raised her hands after she ducked down. Weird behavior. For some explained, and I'll add unexplainable reason, Deputy Grayson fired at the woman and killed her. At a news conference, the civil rights had been undergoing treatment for mental issues. The officers should have been trained to recognize that right up front. The district attorney said the initial investigation showed that the officers had distance and cover on their side, indicating they were not in immediate danger. That is a key element for those who aren't familiar with the law dealing with self-defense. Grayson has been indicted on murder charges and is in jail awaiting trial. Okay, those are the facts as presented to the media. Based on that information, what is called probable cause, the charge of murder is warranted. Not a doubt. the charge of murder is warranted. Here's the issue. Not with that case, but with the reaction from groups like BLM Wilmington. I don't know how they got involved. Other than trying to gain exposure, I'm a little confused by that group's formal complaint. Maybe you can help set me straight. In a statement, BLM Wilmington said that, this is a quote, "Murdering unarmed citizens is a crime against humanity. We demand justice." Okay, so far so good. They continue. "Officers who shoot unarmed citizens are worse than gangs. At least gangs are held accountable and convicted for murder. In America, an officer is rarely charged and virtually never convicted for shooting an unarmed African American. We demand," here's where I get off here, "we demand that legislation put a law in place that officers should be automatically charged and convicted for shooting any unarmed citizens." That's where I've got the problem. The information is presented is called probable cause to arrest the deputy sheriff, and that's exactly what happened. A grand jury concurred. He will be tried, and if found guilty by a jury, punished, as he should be. But BLM Wilmington is demanding that officers should be automatically charged and convicted for shooting unarmed citizens. What happened to due process? Does that mean that it should happen automatically without a trial? What about the Constitution here? Y'all got any explanations for that? They claim that an officer is rarely charged and virtually never convicted for shooting an unarmed African American. That's a lie. The deputy in the Macy case is in jail on a murder charge awaiting trial. In May, a Hispanic Florida sheriff's deputy shot and killed Roger Forston.
He's a veteran.
When the Air Force senior airman opened the door of his home in Fort Walton Beach armed with a handgun pointed down. The deputy, Eddie Duran, was fired. Charges are still pending. That one is up for argument without additional information. In 2019, a white Texas officer fatally shot Atiana Jefferson through a rear window of her home after responding to a non-emergency call reporting that Jefferson's front door was open. Aaron Dean, the now former officer, was convicted of manslaughter and sentenced to nearly 12 years in prison. In 2018, a white Dallas police officer fatally shot Botham Jean, who was unarmed, after mistaking his apartment for her own. Amber Geiger, the former officer, was convicted of murder and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Another case that was mentioned, Earlman Moore died after he was strapped face down on a stretcher in December of 2022. 2 emergency medical professionals face murder charges in that case. Inciting people based on false narratives, calling for immediate and is akin to the 1800s when a man could be arrested, tried and convicted in the afternoon and hanged at sunrise the next morning, even for stealing a horse. Is that what BLM Wilmington wants? You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blend the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
If you're a biker or motorcycle enthusiast and love the mountains of North Carolina, then the Clarkton Motel in beautiful Maggie Valley, North Carolina, in the heart of the Great Smoky Mountains, is the place for you. You see, the Clarkton Motel is biker owned and offers bike tours through some of the most beautiful and breathtaking scenery in the world. While visiting, you may want to visit the Wheels Through Time Museum. Wheels Through Time is home to the world's premier collection of rare American vintage motorcycles and houses over 300 of America's rarest and most historic classic motorcycles, including the likes of Harley-Davidson, Indian, Excelsior, Henderson, and many more. The Clarkton Motel has a pool, kitchens, and king and queen size beds are available and offers Sunday through Thursday discounts. That's the Clarkton Motel, 1527 Soco Road, Maggie Valley, North Carolina. For reservations, phone 1-800-787-6998. Visit www.motorcyclefriendlymotel.com.
This is Bill from Bill Cycle Salvage in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and I approve this message.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 20, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems, more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WME.
Okay, Dickie, we're back again. If you want to make a telephone call to us, want to get on the air this morning, and for the next few days, this is the way you need to do it. Send Lee C. Barrows at gmail.com. Gmail. Lee, L-E-E, C is in Charlie, Barrows, B-A-R-R-O-W-S at gmail.com. Send her a message and say, call me. And put your name down. First name is fine. And your telephone number. Include the area code, of course. And then I'll call you. It takes a couple minutes or so for that process to happen, but I'll call you from a telephone number that it will say, restricted. It's not the law. Don't worry about it.
And for those that have my telephone number that just want to text me, I can relay it by Skype to you, Rayford.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of people be easier for them.
If they got your number, that's
yes.
fine. Anyway, that's the way we have to do it right now. President Biden last night in an address to the nation, only a few days after he got kicked to the curb by his fellow Democrats, ending his bid to seek a second term, said he is not done yet. With 6 months left on his first term, Biden is not going to roll over and become a pretend president. His words, over the next 6 months, I'll be focused on doing my job as president. He mentioned the economy, civil rights, political violence, gun violence, and climate change. I'll keep fighting for my cancer moonshot so we can end cancer as we know it because we can do it. Okay, rub my head on that one. He also said he would continue working for Supreme Court reform. before touting that the U.S. is not at war anywhere in the world. Supreme Court reform. Okay. Joe is down, but he says he's not done. This in spite of the efforts of a number of Republicans to get him to resign. Some have even suggested using the ultimate weapon, the 25th Amendment, knowing he is not capable of continuing to serve as the commander-in-chief. Biden has endorsed his Vice President Kamala Harris as his replacement on the Democrats' ticket in November. Seems like that's pretty much going to happen, not a doubt about it. Didn't take Harris more than a few hours to hit the campaign trail, ignoring what critics see as her VP duties. At last night's address from the Oval Office, Biden called on Americans to see that those they disagree with as fellow Americans. Look at everybody you disagree with. Say, okay, you're my American friend, right? We are a great nation, he said, because we are a good people. I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world, my vision for America's future, all merited a second term. Then stated, dropping out was the best way to unite the nation. Okay. Coincidentally, at the same time that he was doing this, I'm sure it was a coincidence, North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD, as you know, it scrambled fighter jets to intercept 2 pairs of Russian and Chinese bombers before Biden's address last night. NORAD said it detected, tracked, and intercepted 2 Russian planes and 2 Chinese planes operating in the Alaska Air Defense Identification Zone. No shots were fired, just the bear getting in another jab at what many think is a weakened United States.
Yeah, I saw that last night, and I'm like, whoa, they came awful close.
Trump was in Charlotte, another rally last night. This one, like all in the future, is going to be held inside. It's much easier to provide a safe environment for those assigned to the protection detail. I wonder if the same agents are in protection detail now. They generally do not change those up too often, too easily.
No, I wouldn't think so.
But and the investigation and all that sort of good stuff, I don't know. Trump repeatedly took aim at Vice President Harris, his new opponent in the 2024 election.
Yes, he did.
Now we have a new victim to defeat, lying Kamala Harris. Turning his attention away from Joe Biden, the president's immediate backing of Harris ignited a surge of endorsements by Democratic governors, senators, House members, and other party leaders, many of them wanting to be her vice president. By Monday night, the vice president announced that she had locked up her party's nomination by lending the backing of a majority of the nearly 4,000 delegates to next month's Democratic National Convention. She also hauled in a staggering $100 million in the first 36 hours following Biden's announcement that he was dumping the race.
Okay, well, let me ask you about that $136 million. Was that part of that was the transfer from Joe Biden's funding campaign?
Don't know. She got in an additional $100 million. Don't know where it came from. If you don't mind, Trump said, I'm not going to be nice.
Well,
the cheers came from the crowd.
We know that.
He quickly took aim at Harris, claiming she was incompetent and the worst vice president in American history. The former president also repeatedly worked to portray the VP as a radical left lunatic. Wow, strong words. Trump, throughout the rally, repeatedly criticized Harris over the surge of migrants over the nation's southern border during the Biden administrations, claiming that she'll destroy our country if she's elected, so we won't let that happen. Back in 2021, when she was given the job by the president at that time of taking care of the border issues, examining what's going on, make recommendations, she didn't show up. She was called the border czar by a bunch of liberal newspapers, left-leaning newspapers. They gave her a great title at the time,
Yes,
border czar. Now they're saying, oh, she was never really called the border czar.
Well, what was up with her not being at the...
Netanyahu?
Yes. Why was she...
That's one of her duties, that she should have been there.
That was more important for her to be there at that meeting, whatever you want to call it, than it was to be talking to a sorority.
That was her. That was what she was doing yesterday.
I think that was a genuine
slap in the
snub.
place. Let's take a break. You're live and local Real Talk. We'll be right back.
Onslow County, this is your freedom. 97.1 WSME.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high-back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at WatkinsNewFloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997, with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona, 910-346-6384.
Safety on the highways begins with your tires. Before you hit the highway the rest of this summer vacation season, visit Battlefield Tire Pros, 103 Norris Road, Highway 24 in Swansboro, and let them inspect your tires for your peace of mind before traveling. Since 1963, Battlefield Tire Pros has served our community and military neighbors with name brands such as Michelin, Uniroyal, Firestone, Goodyear, and many others, including a good selection of used tires. They also carry lawnmower tires, four-wheeler tires, and motorcycle tires, and alignment service is available by appointment. Save time and money by skipping the dealerships and the big box stores, and let locally owned and operated Battlefield Tire Pros in Swansboro handle all your tire and alignment needs. Battlefield Tire Pros at the corner of Norris Road and Highway 24 in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Phone 910-326-4178 or visit Battlefield Tire Pros online at battlefieldtirepros.com.
Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods is now open, 149 Willis Parkway, just off Highway 17 North, right here in Jacksonville. Restaurants, food trucks, festival workers, party suppliers, vendors, government, schools, and families of all sizes stroll on down to Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods and save. They have a huge selection of large pots and pans, plasticware, and many shapes and sizes, trays, including takeout trays. In addition, Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods has everyday grocery items, such as Atkinson breaders and mixers, veggies, sauces, puddings, and beans. So if you need to buy in bulk for the long haul or everyday grocery items, Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods will save you money. Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods, brand new, 149 Willis Parkway, just off Highway 17 North. Jacksonville, open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 2 on Saturdays. Phone 910-455-7800.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, to close a couple of minutes here. But a bit interesting day. We only got one request for a phone call this morning, and we got it through. We made it. So tomorrow
made
morning,
it work.
Tomorrow morning it'll be that way.
You did
Monday,
good.
Next week we'll have it the same way. So you guys can refer to our Facebook page, and I'll post it again, no doubt. The bottom line is here we Lightning doesn't know any friends. There are no friends of Lightning, and even Ben Franklin had a problem with it. So what you will have to do, we have our telephone lines are working, but we can't take any calls on them and put them on the air, so we're not going to answer them because I would be getting a scam caller if I did. So what you will have to do is send Lee an email. You can do it before the show tomorrow. We'll bank them and do whatever you want to do, and we'll just start calling you one at a time. So you can send her an email. Her email address is leecbarrows@gmail.com. That's Lee, L-E-E. The initial C is in Canada. Barrows, B as in boy, A-R-R-O-W-S @gmail.com. Yes. leecbarrows@gmail.com. And tomorrow, while we're on the air, Kelly will be monitoring our Facebook Messenger page.
Yes.
That won't necessarily be quickly. I don't know how long it takes for a Facebook message to arrive. Nope. I strongly suggest you do not post your number and name under comments.
Yeah, this
Send
message
it to
is
a
privately.
private
Yeah.
message, okay?
Yeah.
Unless you want the world out there to see it. And then you can get all the calls from all the
Come on,
wackies
Steve. I
that
know
are out
there's
there.
people that want to talk to you.
Yeah. But anyway, you can do that. Just give us a ring-a-dingy. Give them an email and or a Facebook message, and we'll call you. That's all it does.
Yep, it all works out
Now
good.
the call is going to say, unless I get a number today, but it's going to say restricted.
Right.
It's okay. It's not law enforcement. It's not the KGB, the CIA, the ADA, or the
How do we
FBI,
know?
or anybody else.
How do we know?
Because I said so. And that's it. I think we've got a mess going on, not just with lightning and all that sort of good stuff, and our telephones and whatever. I think regardless of the outcome of November, my closing thought is we're going to have a mess for 4 years. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to hear, I've already heard the impeachment word for Kamala Harris as vice president.
Oh, my Lord.
That's been
Y'all
going
stop
around.
that.
Oh, no, that's been going around.
Oh, yeah, they've been talking
I
about
guarantee
that.
you that after the election, regardless of who wins and who loses, whoever the winner is, there's going to be a concerted effort by the opposing party to tie them up with impeachment after impeachment. The Republicans will say, well, you did that to Trump. You kept him tied up for 4 years, so he couldn't do anything. So we can do the same thing. No, if you do that, you're just as bad idiots who were doing it the first time.
All I've got to say is buckle up.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
I think I'm going to get me one of those pills. I'm going to see my medical provider. We know who it is, and see if I can get me a 4-year sleeping pill. I'll take it in January of next year. Y'all have a great rest
Weekend
of
at
your day.
Bernie's.
Tomorrow, we don't
Nice.
have anybody on tap. But we want to talk with you tomorrow. And we dare you to send your information to Lee or post it on our
Send
Facebook
it tonight,
Messenger.
or
Send it tonight. She'll
for
keep a
those of you
list.
that have my number, text me, and I'll put everybody on a schedule.
Just make one list and hand it to me tomorrow, and we'll do it
Sounds
in
good.
order. How's that? If you want to put down what you want to talk about, feel free to do so. Not required.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, coming up next, Fox News, and then at 10
Fox
o'clock,
News.
another dose of the Daily D's, another dose of the dose, whatever. And then at 3 o'clock this afternoon, Hollywood Man is going to get it handed off to him. You're looking and shaking your head. I need some counseling. And Hollywood will be spinning all the tunes you like to hear until he goes home. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246 CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Biden telling the nation